Really, I think it starts with, the prospective client or the homeowner understanding what their needs are in the first place. And that can kind of help guide and direct where you're going to go with your questions. There's so many companies, so many windows, so many options out there. It can be, really overwhelming in terms of, really trying to sort through it all and figure out what's best and what's not. And I think that's where most things we see go wrong is, for instance, if I know I'm going to be in my home for the next 30 years, that should probably factor into my decision somewhere. I don't want a window that's going to last 4 or 5 years. And it sounds basic, but when you have company after company after company and coming out to your home and telling you that, oh, it's a lifetime window, you really have to deep dive into that and figure out, well, is it really? What is a lifetime? So that's an important part of the process, is have realistic expectations understood, be on the same page with that as you go into this process. So you're not setting yourself up for failure. If you're going to be in the house 2 years, well, do you need a window? Do you need to invest in a window that's going to be a 30, 40, 50-year window? Knowing what questions to ask when you're shopping for windows is a pretty crucial part of the whole process. Having, realistic expectations and then asking questions. Well, you said your window was a lifetime. Explain to me what do you see that lifetime to be? Is the warranty truly as long as the window is in the wall, or is it 5 years, 7 years, 10 years? That's another great question to ask, is what's the glass? Just like there's quote unquote good vinyl and quote unquote bad vinyl, there's good glass and there's not as good glass. And it's not all windows are created equal and not all glass is created equal. So again, understanding where that glass is coming from. Is it made by a true glass professional? A company that's recognized highly for making exceptional glass units? Or is it something where the glass is just bought and then assembled in-house, which generally is, it's an alternative. It's less cost generally. But again, you're relying on somebody that's not a professional to do that part of it, as opposed to a glass professional that their expertise isn't making windows, it's making glass. Energy efficiency is probably the number one thing that people tell us that they're looking for in shopping for new windows. It's really one of those things. There's a lot, that you could hear companies come out and say, oh, you're going to save 55% on your utility bill. Well, again, that would be one of those red flag things that, like, really? Can you really pinpoint that exactly? So, again, understanding what is the glass going to do? What is the air infiltration rating of the window? It's a great question to ask that I guarantee you probably most people repping windows would not be able to answer. Again, if you ask that question as a homeowner and get an answer, again, hopefully a reliable answer, that's worth its weight in gold, because air infiltration it really speaks to how much, wind and air is coming around and through and in between the frame. And that's a huge variable. Again, with the glass, pretty much any window out of the box is going to perform better than probably what you have in the wall now, which is probably why you want to replace your windows in the first place. Do you want energy efficiency for the first 2 years, or do you want energy efficiency for the lifespan of the window? And that's where the quality of the glass really comes into play, because again, good quality glass, you're going to have very, very good energy efficiency for 20 plus years. Poor quality glass, that's obviously cheaper, is, again, out of the box, it's going to be great, but it's on a steep decline from the first day it goes into the wall, where the other glass has a more consistent, even performance. So again, it really comes down to the quality of the window, how much argon gas is in your window. That's a great question to ask. And again, with good, reputable, glass manufacturer, that gas is at a very high percentage, 95% or more, and it's going to be there for a long time. But if you have 50% of the gas in another window, of course it's going to be cheaper, but it's going to last a lot less time.